All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachaf, Kadash. Also, double honors to our elders and the apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well in peace, love, and salutations to the men out there pushing word of truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala from the GMS Camp, Atlanta, coming back at you with the spirit with another lesson. I pray and hope that it's edifying. And this lesson is centered around, first and foremost, I want to say Salaki if you hear children in the background. I'm on child duty right now, but I had the spirit to put it on me to do this lesson right now, so I wanted to get it out before I went to work today. All right, so Salakia. So this is actually centered around the times that we're in. We're about to reach some very troubling times, and we're going to be in a very turbulent environment, an environment that's very unfriendly, an environment that's very evil, you know. And what are you supposed to do in these times, man? And we're about to give an example of that. But before that, we're going to read Second Ezra's, the seventh chapter. And we're going to go over this because what we want to obtain is the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is not, the kingdom of heaven is not, come on, come on. It's like it. The kingdom of heaven is not a place that's easy to obtain, okay? It's not a place that oh, I believe. No, there's an action involved in believing in this thing, man. All right? And it's a very dangerous place to get to. All right? And you have to do the work consistently to show, not just do the work, but then after you do the work, you try. Your work needs to be tried through the fires of adversity. Okay? So this is 2nd Ezra 7, and I'm gonna start at the top, and it says, and when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent to me an angel, which had been sent unto me the night afore. Now this is the Uriel, okay, the angel that was sent to Ezra, and you can read about him in previous chapters. And it says that, and he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the word that I may come to tell thee. And I spake, and I said, Speak on, my God. Then he said unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the entrance were narrow like a river. So it's a very small passage. And it says, Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it if he went not through the narrow? How could he come to the broad? So how could you, if you don't go through this, if you don't go through the things that you're about to go through, how could you obtain the kingdom of heaven? How could you go into the broad? You see? How can you go into this very wonderful and peaceful and wondrous place if anybody could get to it? You can't. Because if anybody could get to this place, then it wouldn't be worth anything. It'd be just like the place we're in right now. All right? And it says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and is set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. You see that? It's full of all good things. The kingdom of heaven is full of everything that's wonderful, everything that's good. And it says, and the entrance thereof is narrow and set in a dangerous place to fall. Hey, that's what we're in right now. We're in a dangerous place. And we're in a dangerous place called America, where you got Vanessa, the Marcus, aka the MOB, that are very prevalent right now, and they're putting things into place to force people to take this. And there's going to be a lot of trouble, a lot of famine, a lot of death, a lot of everything evil is going to happen, right? Those things are going to happen. So So this is a very dangerous path to walk. All right, verse 7 again, it says, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Like as there were a fire on the right hand and on the left hand a deep water. You see that? So this path that we're walking is a very dangerous path. And it says, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once. You see that? So the Lord made it to where this was a difficult walk, and every man had to walk his own path in order to get to this place that we call the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Now, we're coming in some very turbulent times. Son, I don't have the faculties for that. Sorry, Salakia, Akim. So now when you go to Matthew, all right, because this is an account where Yahweh Shai was walking on water, all right, and it says, I'm gonna start at verse 21, and it says, and they that have eaten were about 5,000, besides women and children. And straightway Yahweh Shai constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him onto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. So Yahweh Shai had just got breaking the bread, and feeding the multitudes of people the bread, and he told the disciples to go ahead and go. I'll catch up with y'all, in the ship. So, but the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with the waves, for the wind was contrary. So it was like a storm, and it was a blistering storm, and the waves were tossing him. The waves were tossing the ship to and fro. All right, and it was very scary. It was, and it was very dangerous, right? And then, and it says, verse 25, and it says, and in the fourth watch of the night, Yahweh Shai went on to them walking on the sea. So Yahweh Shai was walking on the water, right? And the wind was still blowing, the waves were still tossing, and Yahweh Shai was just walking on the water. All right? And it says, verse 26, and when his disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, is this a spirit? And they cried out of fear. They thought it was an apparition or something like that. Shh, hush, boy, go sit down. Salakia, again, I'm on baby duty, so forgive me, Akim, for the background noise. You better shut your mouth, boy. Salakia, verse 25 again, it says, and in the fourth watch of the night, Yahweh Shai went on to them walking on the sea. Satan, man, would y'all hush your mouth, man? But straightway, and when the disciples saw him, verse 26, and when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit, and they cried out of fear, like, oh man, this is a spirit, like, you coming straight for us. But straightway Yahweh Shai spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. Like, no, wait a minute, it's me, bro, y'all good, And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me to come unto thee on the water. And Yahweh Shai said, and he said, come. And Peter was come down out of the ship. He walked on the water to go to Yahweh Shai. So Peter was literally, the water was solid to Peter's feet. But when he saw the boisterous winds, he was afraid and began to sink and cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Yahweh Shai stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore did thou doubt? You see what I'm saying? And when they came onto the ship, the wind ceased. You see, and the point of this matter is that the point of this story is that Peter allowed, and why I brought out Second Ezra, because I wanted to get to this point. we're going to go through a lot of trouble. We're going to go through a lot of turmoil. But we have to keep our focus on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We can't let our environments dictate our faith in the Lord. We have to believe that the Lord is with us, and we have to believe that the Lord is going to be with us and save us in these times to come. And we have to keep our eyes single on the Lord. Because if you look at this example, the boisterous winds and the seas tossing is an example of the situation that we're in. We're in the midst of the sea of men, okay? The sea of this wicked world, right? And the winds are tossing. I mean, the winds are boisterous and the sea is tossing. And the people are in an uproar. And things are being put in front of us that is going to make our lives very uncomfortable. But what do we have to do? We have to keep our eye and our faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. At least we sink into the water. Okay? And we don't want to sink into this water, man, because this time it ain't going to be no saving. Okay? Because we've had all the opportunity in the world to get right with the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And when the Lord comes and we get into that ship, we go into the kingdom, man. All of this is a metaphor for things that are happening right now, man. The ship, the chariots. Everything is going to be calm when we get in the chariots, right? It says, and when they came into the ship, the wind ceased. So when we get into those chariots, all of our problems are going to cease. Okay? When we get into those chariots, everything is going to stop. We're going to be good. We're going to know that we're forever going to be with the Lord. Okay? So while all of this turmoil is happening, we have to believe that the Lord is with us. Because if we do not believe that the Lord is with us, we're surely to sink. Okay? So I just wanted to, just to bring this out real quick, to let you brothers know that in this time we have to keep our eyes on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and keep our faith in Him and nothing else. We cannot allow our circumstances or our situation or the trouble that we're in to dictate our belief that the Lord is capable of saving us out of this, man. Because now at this point we done did the work. Now we come into a place to where your faith is going to be the determining factor. All right? Your faith will be the determining factor in these days. Do you truly believe that the Lord is going to save you? Okay? Is your faith strong enough? Or are you going to fall into this temptation and sink because you let your environment dictate your faith? All right? So with that, I pray this was an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem L'Chak Kodesh. Double honor to our elders and the apostles of great meal. So until the next time, Akim. Shalom.